Wine was prepared for the worst, mentally at least. All she needed was to prepare herself physically. Her nails quietly dug in her arms, trying to secretly injure herself all she could. No matter how pretty she was, an injured woman had to be a turn off, no? Or so she thought. The car stopped in front of a very huge building. It was a skyscraper, reaching up to the clouds. Once the car stopped, they were escorted out and inside the huge lavish place. It seemed nothing less than a dream itself. Such places exist? One looked sort of the place where everyone was dressed up in three-piece suit or a silk dress and shining diamonds. She was bleeding, her hair a mess, and she was the center of attention everywhere she passed by. Something about her always pulled people. Next time you think injuries are going to save you, think again, he said, taking a step forward and approached a room. As they entered it was a whole another world inside. A very, very spacious space, bright and lit with lights even in the dead of the night. There were tables everywhere, billiards, machines. It was packed with people and had every sort of gambling services available. At the end of the hall, there was a huge bar which covered the whole place from left to right. This huge place in the middle of the city? Why had the police not banned it? Just how influential and powerful this man was, one wondered. A man stood by them and extended a coat which the man took and extended it towards her. Cover up. Wine took it. It was a long coat which covered her body from head to toe and provided her some warmth as well. He approached a place where there were a table in the center and three velvet couches surrounded it and took a seat. Three men were already seated there, each surrounded by a girl or two sticking up to them. Jungkook, you have finally decided to join us. It's boring without you. A man said, so that was his name. Mine stayed behind with hands joined in front. It's okay. She is mine. She'll be picking up the cars for me today. He gestured towards Wine. That was honestly the first time. When she was the second person to be noticed. He literally outclassed her like no one before yet. As soon as their eyes fell on her, they didn't see much interest in the woman beside them anymore. Lucas, this is a reckless move. Not like you, but for a woman like her, I would spend my fortune too. They enjoyed it and laughed. Jungkook was the only one who remained stoic. The dealer appeared, shuffling the card, and the game started. Why didn't you understand the game? But there were turns. One by one, they had to pick the cards. They were definitely doing much more, but Wine simply selected one card each time. They even put in a lot of chips. By the time the game ended, there was a pile of chips collected in the center. Cards placed in front of everyone on the table, and the man looking like a student stood up in joy and threw the chips in air, yelling in victory. A lot of chips were bet from Jungkook's side too, and he lost. Was she under more debt now? One swallowed and looked at Jungkook, who seemed to keep the same expression as before. The game started again, and they lost. Then again, and then again, and then again. She had lost the count of it. But when they ended it, one was sure the other man mentioned Jungkook losing at least 100 million there. And they were making a big deal out of it since it never happened before. Now one was in the room in the same hotel. The room had a bar as well. Jungkook stood before the glass wall, holding a glass of whiskey in his hand. Ziggy, I have a sister, 6 years old. She only gets along with me and is extremely rebellious when it comes to others. If you manage to have her soften up towards you, I'll let you have her as a personal guardian. Fine, then why did you lose that much money out there? JK, that was a test you passed. You don't need to know the details. One, simply you want me to grow your sister. And other than that, I'm free. JK, you're going to be my wife. One, I can groom your sister without that too. I won't run away. Jungkook chuckled. He turned and walked up to her, the tip of his glass lid against her cheek. JK, first, I'm following your path. You talked about your clean world. In here, I rule. You can't escape me. In your world, you can use law, although it would help you, but being my wife, I wouldn't want you holding on to any useless hopes. JK, second, your beauty remains unmatched. You are entering a world surrounded by beasts. Having my last name in the only way you can protect yourself. Wine, you also want a piece of me. He smiled. That smile of a devil, seductive and evil. JK, the amount of debt you have to pay me, your 7 lives are not enough. So, no, I don't want you. I own you. He held her jaw and leaned closer to her. Wine saw no escape, and maybe, for now, choosing the lesser evil was still a better option. She nodded. JK, you have 1 week to get her to your side. She's a smart kid, threatening what worth. For that, he left the room, and Wine was met by a lady who took her God knows where. It was another mansion, a very huge above all. There she took a shower and was given nice clothes and nice food. Wine also met Jungkook's sister Ellie. Throughout the whole week, Wine didn't see Jungkook, but Ellie would occasionally. Wine also noticed the guards around her watched her with beast-like eyes, as if they were going to eat her alive any chance they got. After a whole week, as promised, she stood before Jungkook with Ellie attached to her legs and Jungkook seated on the couch. This little girl had serious attitude and was super spoiled by her brother, but Wine never had a problem with her. Wine, she literally came to me herself when she first saw me. Ellie, Ellie always wanted green eyes. Girl in Ellie's book has green eyes. It's okay. So you like her because she has green eyes? Ellie left Wine's legs and hopped onto the couch beside her brother. Ellie, no. Viney read me bedtime stories and play with me. She helped me with homework too, and I got a star from teacher. JK, Viney? Ellie nodded. JK, if you like her that much, then if Uppa wants to marry her, will you be happy? Ellie gasped and dramatically covered her mouth. Ellie, Viney and Uppa will stay forever with me. Jungkook ran a hand through her hair and nodded. Ellie, then can I take her to school? I want my friends to see how beautiful my sister is. His eyes shifted to Wine. Beauty was never something to impress Ellie. It was still a surprise to him how she opened up to this quickly. Take it, next week, not now. Now, go to bed. Winey will stay with me tonight. Ellie, no, wait. So if you marry Winey, she won't sleep with me anymore. The silence was enough for that smart girl. Ellie, no marrying Winey. She'll sleep with me, and if you want her, you sleep with me too. She jumped down the couch with a glare and grabbed Wine's wrist. She was more gentle with Wine than she ever was with Jungkook. Wine knelt and whispered in her ear. That seemed to calm her down, and Ellie ran away without any fight. Wine sighed as she was handed some marriage papers and had to sign them. No girl ever wants a marriage like this, but did she have any choice? After getting declared as husband and wife, the lawyer left, and Wine visited Ellie's room once to check if she was asleep or not. On her way, every single guard bowed to her and kept their eyes glued to ground. She felt like a royalty in that moment, which was so weird. JK, I'm going to hold a reception where you'll be announced as my wife. The wolf will know it. After that, you can go wherever you want. They seemed to have entered a room probably belonging to him by how huge and dark it was. He removed his coat and started to unbutton his shirt. One, you mean go anywhere with Ellie? JK, anywhere you want, with or without Ellie. Why was it suddenly so easy? So, which side of the bed are you taking? It's okay. Which one do you want? Fine, right. Good. Take the left side. One scoffed when he left to the kitchen. The hell? Fine. Childish. She stomped her foot and popped down on the right side and not giving up. Once he was back, Jungkook didn't say a word. In fact, he hovered above her. One pulled shades up to her chin, holding it tightly. He kept his one arm around her and placed his head over her shoulder and chest. Her heart was beating crazily. She had always been wanted and touched wrongly. But something about sharing a bed with him, she didn't feel a single ounce of fear with him in her arms. One, what happened with Dad? He's dead, is all I can tell you. I didn't feel even a little sad over it. One, was it you found me in the washroom? JK, no. Mudung did. Whose will are you set on fire? He said it was a beauty so irresistible he offered to pay for your father's whole debt in cash if I let him have you. One hummed. Jungkook had not even known her then. One, you know what I mean. He plopped up on the palm of his hand and started directly at her. His unstyled hair covering his forehead made him look less intimidating. JK, I don't. Wine huffed and nearly glared. Are you trying to frustrate me on purpose? JK, so we're at a point where you can get frustrated with me. Do you still need more clarity on how real this wedding is? That shut her up, and she crossed her arms. JK, you were a person under my debt before. Now you're my wife. And you'll be treated like one. Use my name and get into places you couldn't before. Shop the whole world. Do whatever you want as long as you stay my wife and loyal. I don't care what you do out there. Unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, the time she spent in this home had to be the most peaceful and safest time she had ever had in her life. He placed his head over her again and closed his eyes. Doesn't matter. I'm still your husband. Wine scoffed, but certainly couldn't disagree, and smiled forcefully to herself. Wine, okay. We'll see for how long that confidence lasts. Wine couldn't see it, but she felt it. His smirk all the way from left to right. And that only raised her rebellion more. She wasn't going to let him have her so easily, she said, as he slept on her chest with the most peaceful expression.